For me, metal is something that is an attraction. I mean, I really see a metal sheet and I say, what the perfection, what an excellent product. And it amazes me how someone with something so simple can build wherever he wants. So being such a fine product that never goes out of style, that can be used to make anything, that's what attracts me. I like the shine. My passion is delivering a high-quality product. I provide steel to the construction industry in San Luis. San Luis is a central connection point and the middle of Argentina. We are here in the CONOCE headquarters San Luis. This is the company's distributor center. In this warehouse, we can store more than 5,000 tons of steel. We can supply steel to a single person who wants to make a fence for a house or to a large construction site. This is very unique, and no one else does this in San Luis province. Being able to create an environment that is nicer to live in, more prosperous, happier, drives me. So I want to improve my environment and make the province grow. I was born in San Luis. My parents met when they were young. I'm the second of the 4 children. My father was a visionary. He likes to get into new business. He started with a trade called chapería. He was very artistic with handling metals. And I loved to go after school to visit him. I used to ask him what the different tools were for. It was fun. When I was 12 years old, my father changed his field from chapería to metal furniture manufacturing. He had a factory building shelves. I wanted to learn more, so I decided to help my dad on his business. I learned how to cut, fold, assemble the shelf, and even sell. I reached the point that I was handling practically the entire factory. When I finished high school, seeing how lots of durable things can be created made me want to start my own business supplying steel. At the time, no one had a store to provide steel in San Luis. So my father lent me a space to work in, and I set up Coraza Hierros, which means iron armor. I would drive to a distributor to get steel products and deliver it to the client. I was supplying the blacksmith and steel artisans who transformed the products into fences, windows and doors decors. At some point, I have 500 clients, and this allowed me to start buying directly from the biggest steel manufacturer companies in Argentina. This made me into a distributor versus a seller. We started to sell materials to big construction projects, but I needed to have a place to store and keep the materials. I wanted to put San Luis on the map, and I knew a big project was the way to do it. I participated in a massive project to supply steel for a highway that connected Mendoza and Córdoba province with San Luis. This project was a game changer for our province, boosting our infraestructure and drawing the attention of everyone in Argentina. I started selling a lot of steel of construction, which is used for foundation, columns, and all that. I started selling practically twice the materials sold before. But the company grew in such a way that it didn't have the possibility of being able to handle everything. Some of the people who came to help me were actually there for their own advantage. And when they left, everything was left behind in a nothingness. There was a lot of demand of steel products, but as the executive over the company, I couldn't do everything by myself. So I started delegating the task to other people. But there was a lot of confusion, and I was starting to lose control. I was missing materials. There were many claims from customers that the goods didn't reach them or were out of stock. And at that time, I was already married and I have children, and I started having problems at home. I was angry all the time. And this is the time when my friends showed me a video about raising children, and the word Scientology came on the screen. I was like, what's that? I went to the Scientology website. I stayed late watching all the videos, and then I did all the online courses. It was a big change for me. I was able to handle the problems I had with my family and myself. This inspired me to boom my business. I also learned about L. Hoover administrative technology. I saw that with these tools, I could save my business. I realized that there's no one else who knows the company better than me. So I started to write policy using the statistics for my company, implementing the organizing board. The organizing board is a way to organize your company, dividing it into different sections that allows the management of it and achieve the products and goals it has set. I had more staff. I wrote up each job description and trained the staff on their jobs. Things started to improve, and I felt like I could breathe and I was relieved. I really became the executive that I wanted to be. I felt that I had control of the company and that I could make it grow. Then the company began to expand much more. We began to incorporate more variety and more quantity of products.
Aquí en Coraza mantenemos el stock ideal para que no haya ningún tipo de faltante. A la hora de que el cliente venga y necesite algo, nosotros ya lo tenemos. Y la única forma que lo podemos mantener así es que en el sistema te avisa a veces cuando te estás por quedar sin stock, te avisa y para poder abastecernos y poder comprar más. Acá tenemos los rollos que pesan aproximadamente 1 tonelada, que se usan para hacer los estribos. Nosotros tenemos este tipo de uñas prensa que le llaman. Son la única forma de manipular las chapas para que no se marquen, no se rayen, tampoco se dañen. Acá tenemos chapa de colores que se usa mayormente cuando quieren hacer un quincho o un lugar más prestigioso que le da el toque más lindo. Por ejemplo, tenemos en color negra, en roja, en blanca, en celeste. Bueno, eso es lo que pasa básicamente acá en Coraza, la explicación de lo que se realiza todos los días. Bueno, los dejo, me voy a seguir supervisando el camión.
Yeah.
We were supplying for different type of client now. Contractors, architects, big construction company, small distributors, and San Luis province government. One of the iconic works of San Luis was La Punta horse racetrack. And Coraza provided the steel for that project. We put a bridge that joined the hotel with the horse racetrack, the offices, and all that. We've helped to create a world-class facility that increased the tourism and local economy, drawing people from different provinces nationwide. We also did the Cine Theater. Many shows started to come to the theater, and it ended up giving a more cultural aspect to the province. This project is a prime example of how industry and community can work together to achieve great things. One day, I was called about supplying steel to build a stadium in Villa Mercedes. This city didn't have any space to practice sport or have a football team. It required tons of metal, which was the biggest project up to that point for our company. The stadium really changed the city aesthetics. This helped the city to expand. And Coraza was part of this great project. I've seen firsthand the growth and development of San Luis. In order to provide more service for growing construction industry, I wanted to expand my company and open more branches. By expanding our operation, we want to contribute to the overall prosperity of San Luis. We bought more land, we expanded our facilities,
El centro de distribución principal está acá en la ciudad de San Luis y después tenemos 2 sucursales bastante grandes. Una está en Villa Mercedes y otra está en Merlo. Cada una de ellas tiene un mini depósito, digamos, con bastante material para entrega inmediata al cliente.
Hola, yo soy el encargado comercial de la sucursal de Merlo de Coraza. Quiero invitarlos a todos a que vean un poco de nuestros materiales y nuestros servicios. Acompáñennos. Por este lado van a poder ver toda la perfilería metálica, que es lo que más estamos comercializando hoy por hoy. También van a poder apreciar los diferentes tipos de chapa que tenemos. Ahora vamos a ver un poco de cómo se desarrollan las actividades en nuestro depósito. ¡Vamos! Aquí tenemos la capacidad de abastecer a más de 500 clientes semanales y por eso es un placer trabajar con productos de alta calidad para todos ustedes. Este fue un pequeño recorrido por Coraza Sucursal Merlo. Muchas gracias por su visita.
When it comes to service, with a client trying to build a building, they need all parts of construction. But there was no place there could go that could have everything they need in one place. And that's how I create SAC, which is the zone of commercial activity.
SAC fue creado con la idea de que poder nuclear a distintos asociados relacionados a la construcción. Así que los invito a que entremos. Quiero mostrarles, elegimos estratégicamente a cada uno de los asociados que son líderes de mercado acá en San Luis, para que los clientes tengan un muy buen nivel de servicios. Estamos en SIL, ellos venden todo lo que es materiales eléctricos e iluminación. Tienen este showroom que es hermoso. Bien, estamos acá en la pinturería que es de Color Shop. Sí, acá están todas las opciones para elegir las pinturas. Vamos a Neostone, que quiero mostrarles la mejor fábrica de amoblamientos y placares de Argentina. Acá tenemos toda la parte de amoblamientos de cocina, son distintas líneas, como toda la parte de piedras. Acá están los amoblamientos, como las cocinas, las campanas, que también se comercializan acá en el SAC. Bueno, espero que les haya gustado esta breve explicación del SAC, así que los espero y a seguir trabajando.
When we did inauguration, the governor, the mayor, the minister of industry, everybody came. It was covered by the news.
Empresa y una iniciativa de Coraza, de Alejandro, un gran emprendedor que son los que necesita San Luis, ¿no? Es decir, cuando vos tenés una comunidad emprendedores como los propietarios de esta firma, la sociedad se transforma.
This was the first and only place like this in San Luis. When I opened Coraza, San Luis was a province with no development, mostly farmland and a place of nature. But now it's a thriving province with a lot to offer to Argentina and the world. We have provided still to over 1 million individual projects in San Luis province. everything I have done with my company and in this community, we become the #1 steel distributor in San Luis, which I'm very proud of. But I could not have achieved what I have now without Scientology and the L. Ronald Hoover administrative technology. Not only did it make me more capable, more skilled as executive and a person, it made me see that I could be better man and life had meaning and I could enjoy it and be happy. My name is Alejandro Gomez. I'm the owner of Coraza Company and I am a Scientologist. Oh, this is the exit. Bye.